This is my first time trying powder coating. I borrowed my friend's powder coating gun. It's got Illusion Orange powder in here. This could be a test coupon. And so the gun has this high voltage system with a dual voltage setting. And you press this button to turn it on. Turn on the high voltage, that is. The gun itself is connected to an air line, to a compressor and a regulator. The regulator set to really low pressure right now. I forget what it is. Maybe like 1 psi. And then this is my little actual thing. Once I finish the test coupon, I'm going to be coating these boxes, guitar pedals. This is my little stand for the back lid, so I can get a little bit of paint under it if I need to. I don't know if I need to. I did wipe these down with acetone, and I scotch-brighted it because it had some corrosion on it. After we do that test, I'll probably end up using acetone and isopropanol, just to clean off the acetone remnants. And try the same stuff on here. May or may not use the scotch-brite pad, we'll see. Here is my oven. This is my reflow oven for doing surface mount electronics, but I contacted the company Wizoo, W-H-I-Z-O-O, and he thought this oven would work just fine at 200C for 40 minutes, an hour, whatever it is for baking. And it's got this nice little bake setting here, and I've got it set right now 200C for 1 hour. I actually have to take that up to 200, I think 205, I don't know when we go 205. And then we'll take care of it from there. It should work. Alright, compressor is running. It's about 3 or 4 psi. Let's just give it a quick burst here and see what happens. Alright, looks like that's going to work. Okay, the air compressor is on. Here we go. There we go, spark. Okay, got the high voltage on. Alright, that's completely coated there. That's a neat color orange. Wow. Yeah, well, look at that. Alright, in the oven it goes. Okay, it's in the oven. The oven was preheated to 400, but of course this is a solid aluminum part, so we're waiting for it to melt. And we can still see it's kind of powdery looking right now. We'll see if we can note the point where it starts to melt, and then we start counting 2 minutes off at that point. Okay, the bake is basically done. It melted, and we kept it in an extra 2 minutes. We're going to throw this onto the heat sink, let it cool down, and close the oven back up. It's definitely melted. It's got a sort of a shine to it right now. It looks sort of metallic, but it's not going to look the way it will in the end until we put the clear coat on it. Okay, so now we're going to coat the actual guitar box. I scotch-brighted these and then cleaned them off with acetone and then isopropyl alcohol. Let me turn on the compressor. Now for Vision Clear, the clear coat. Alright, looks like snow in there right now because the clear coat is on, and we're just waiting for it to melt. This is a particularly complicated process now because we're supposed to start at 390 Fahrenheit, and then once it melts we turn it down to 355, and then do an 18-minute bake at that point. So it's a pretty complicated process for this one. Okay, I see it melted there, and we have 18 minutes remaining on the timer. Looks like I timed that perfectly. So we should have no trouble getting this to do what it needs to do. If 18 is really the number, the magic number. So it went from white to orange because that surface melted, but it has to react, and so they need the 18 minutes for that reaction to occur. So we'll just wait for that and see what happens. Okay, we're just about done with the bake here, and we'll pull the parts out and see how they look. This thing automatically opens the door when the bake's done so that it will cool faster. It's still at 180°C, pretty darn hot. That's 355 degrees Fahrenheit. And sort of rapid cooling now. I'm just going to open the door all the way. Probably just pull this whole plate out here. Wow, it looks really cool. Sparkly and stuff. Of course, it's still melted, so we've got to wait for that to cool. I'm throwing it on my heat sink up there. That should suck the heat down pretty fast. I'm a little concerned that there might be some unevenness in my coating, especially on the bottom piece, because I could see a stripe that looked particularly shiny. So I got to pay a little more attention to that next time. But when I did the clear coat, there was one spot where I just couldn't get it to stick on the side of the bottom lid. So I guess that's a fact of it being an insulator coating already, and the high voltage just doesn't want to make it stick. So maybe there'll be some other trick I can come up with to make it stick, like a light coating of acetone or something that's just to keep it wet, and that way the coating will actually stay on there even though even if it's an insulating undercoating. Well, we'll take a look at how they came out in a couple of minutes here once they cool down. Just for now, I guess we'll zoom in and look at them. Look pretty professional, if you ask me. Except for the bottom, might be a little hard to see in the camera here, but there is a spot on the bottom where it's a little not quite thick enough. But yeah, it's got that cool metallic color to it. Wow, that's neat. That's going to be something else. Neato. Still screaming hot. Well, here's the powder coated box. Looks really nice. Really professional looking. I have to say, powder coating is a lot of work, but it's amazing. That just came out beautifully, man.